Well, this is News Hour only on CCTV International. A warm welcome to you from me, Wei Su-lok, in Beijing. This morning saw China and the United States continue their 10th round of defense consultations. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea is on the list of pressing issues. This is the highest level meeting between military officials since regular talks were suspended over U.S. arms sales to Taiwan late last year. Han Bin kicks off this bulletin with this headline story.
A sign of full resumption of military exchanges. The People's Liberation Army Deputy Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Ma Xiaotian met with U.S. Defense Undersecretary Michelle Flournoy in Beijing. The Chinese military hopes the two sides identify common interests and the talks achieve positive results.
This is an important meeting between the two sides. It is the 10th of its kind and first one since President Obama took office.
As you said, when President Obama and President Hu met on the margins of the G20 summit, they talked about building a more positive and cooperative and comprehensive relationship between our two countries.
The U.S. says the Democratic People's Republic of Korea is a major issue and is urging China to put more pressure on the country. The DPRK conducted a nuclear test in May and has threatened war in response to UN sanctions. China has taken a tougher stance over the DPRK and supported the UN sanctions. But to what extent and what measures it's ready to take to curb Pyongyang's nuclear ambitions is still being talked about. China is host to the six-party talks aimed at denuclearizing the Korean peninsula. It's also the main source of economic assistance to Pyongyang. China's unique influence in the region has given it more weight in the Sino-US defense consultation mechanism. China suspended the military talks in protest over U.S. arms sales to Taiwan in last October, and the vessel standoffs at sea have posed a real test. The Obama administration has sent signals of re-establishing links. In April, the U.S. Chief of Naval Operations, Admiral Gary Roehead, headed a U.S. delegation at China's naval parade. The two sides stressed the importance of forging positive relations.
Closer consultation hasn't eliminated all problems. The U.S. continues to demand that the PLA be more transparent about its spending and strategic goals, while Beijing has repeated strong dissatisfaction over U.S. arms sales to Taiwan. And for any specific agreement on the DPRK nuclear issue, the details are yet to be released. Han Bin, CCTV.
Sino-US defense talks are scheduled to wrap up at 12:30 today. Chinese officials will then hold a press briefing on the latest results of consultations with their US counterparts. For more on this, Han Bin joins us on the line. Han Bin.
Hi.
Yeah, good to hear from you. Now, could you tell us what are the newest developments and the highlights on today's agenda?
Yes. Well, I'm now at the headquarters of the PLA Central Military Commission, known as the August 1st building, where the China and U.S. defense consultation is still going on. And they're having the second day of their closed-door meetings based on the schedule. In about half an hour, Deputy Chief of the General Staff of the PLA, Lieutenant General Ma Xiaotian, will give a press conference on the results of the talks. And the U.S. delegation led by Michelle Flournoy will also give their press conference to the print media later in the afternoon. At about 5 p.m. Beijing time, the Chinese Defense Minister Liang Guanglie will meet with the U.S. military delegation addressing China's concerns. The details of the discussions will soon be released, but it still depends on how much transparency the national defense should be willing to grant to the media. But I can see the meeting involved military officials and experts in the areas of defense, foreign affairs, navy, intelligence, nuclear proliferation. So the issues of maritime security, military exchanges, regional security, the DPRK nuclear issues, and so on, should all be top of the two sides' list of common concerns today.
Thank you, Han Bin. You've actually outlined quite a large number of issues that they will be looking at. But looking ahead, what would you think would consider a positive result that could come out of talks today, and what sort of agreements can we expect could be reached?
Well, as far as I know, the military talks today focuses on regional security. So the DPRK nuclear issue and China's role in regional security should be clarified, like China's measures to check suspicious DPRK ships and so on. Another key point, I think, is how to reduce tensions in the South China Sea. We know Chinese and U.S. naval vessels have had several confrontations since early March, and the latest incident saw a Chinese submarine damage an underwater sonar array 10 days ago in the South China Sea. And both sides played down the collision and said it may have been an accident, but it poses a real test for the relations. And thirdly, I think the issue of Taiwan remains to be China's key concern. China wants to know whether the new Obama administration could change its Taiwan policy and the potential arms sales to the island. I think although a single meeting may not solve all the problems or reach all agreement, the context and dialogue could help transparency by clarifying intentions and strategies. Well, I will keep you updated for the upcoming results. Back to you.
Thank you very much. We look forward to those updates from my colleague Han Bin, he's reporting from the latest round of Sino-US defense talks.